For 125 years, the Jockey Club has been dedicated to the improvement of thoroughbred breeding and racing. But its dedication to the sport of thoroughbred racing goes beyond its original function of breed registry. The Jockey Club has earned widespread recognition as an industry leader for its active involvement in vital industry issues and as a technology solutions and information provider. The Jockey Club's initiatives aim to protect thoroughbreds and help grow the sport. It is the only organization in North America that is involved in every thoroughbred racehorse throughout its life, even after its career as a racehorse, stallion, or broodmare has ended, and it has moved on to fulfill another purpose. We at the Jockey Club are proud of our accomplishments, and the following video, from yesterday to today, a celebration of the Jockey Club's 125th anniversary, highlights our history, our priorities, and how we will continue to grow our great sport in the years to come.
In 1894, 125 years ago, Grover Cleveland was the 24th U.S. president. Coca-Cola, for the first time, was sold in glass bottles, and in Paris, the International Olympic Committee was formed. On February 9th of that year, from the state of New York, the Jockey Club received its certificate of incorporation. Its beliefs, based on the rules and regulations of the Jockey Club of England, circa 1750. Chaired by James R. Keene, a prosperous financier from California, Frank Sturgis, president of the New York Stock Exchange, and John Hunter, a creator and founder of Saratoga Racecourse. Their mission, to create an association that would ensure order and curtail the growing chaos of horse racing. Racing had become a magnet for newly rich hustlers, crooked jockeys, and bookmakers who conspired to race fixing. The Jockey Club would set the rules of racing, and the rules would be enforced at all tracks. They'd have the power to allot racing dates, approve jockey, owner, and trainer licenses, and appoint racing officials.
The use of the word jockey in that context came from England for any individual who was intimately involved in the horse world.
The American stud book, patterned after England's horse registry, was a vital and significant purchase by the Jockey Club. The stud book was written and founded by Kentuckian Colonel Sanders D. Bruce in 1868. His records of thoroughbred horses foaled in the United States would be immensely important to the history of thoroughbred breeding, even to this day. Meanwhile, the Jockey Club began a decades-long campaign to revive and strengthen racing. When America entered World War I, the Jockey Club's Breeding Bureau program provided thoroughbred sires, including several Kentucky Derby and Belmont Stakes winners, to improve the cavalry stock of an army still dependent on horsepower, while providing much-needed revenue to the breeders, farmers, and the horse industry overall. Under the Jockey Club's watchful eyes, racing became a popular spectator sport, growing throughout the 1920s and surviving the Wall Street crash of 1929. During the Depression that followed, cash-strapped states allowed tracks to reopen their betting windows in exchange for steep taxes on the winnings. With legalized gambling in place, the number of racetracks in the United States increased by 70%. The advent of the Second World War took a serious toll on racing. The draft and defense industries claimed part of its labor force, while gas rationing and limited public transportation made it harder to visit the track. Before the war's end, racing would be completely suspended.
During World War II, the Jockey Club also reached out to the racetracks, not just on serving as a storage depot for information and supplies, but they created victory gardens in the infields of many, and working with local operations and charities and things.
Although the Army no longer needed horses, the Jockey Club and its members were stalwart supporters of the war effort.
I think one of the most memorable and recognizable efforts of the Jockey Club during World War II was raising over $16 million to support the war effort.
Racing resumed after the war, and the Jockey Club reclaimed its authority until a fateful court case in 1951.
The Jockey Club came to a crossroads in the early 50s when a court case resulted in a decision that the New York Regulatory Authority could not hand over to a private organization such as the Jockey Club the regulation of the state industry. That meant that the Jockey Club could not license owners, it could not enforce all the rules in the same way it used to.
The American Stud Book Registry would remain the heart of the organization, but the time had come for the Jockey Club to find a new and prosperous direction for the future.
Ogden Phipps absolutely loved racing. He was a very smart man, a good businessman, but his real passion was sports. If you think back to when the Jockey Club was stripped of many of its powers, the Jockey Club was searching for a new role, and Denny Phipps was fundamentally important in finding that role for the Jockey Club. First of all, he recognized that moving a lot of the Jockey Club operations to Kentucky was an important part of things. The second thing was he wanted to move the Jockey Club into the information business. That really is the foundation of most all of the businesses we're in today. And that has proved to be a very successful venture for us. We're putting that money right back to work in the industry, to promote the industry and to make it a better sport.
Equibase was developed in response to the daily racing form so that we could control and manage our own data.
We're kind of ambassadors, if you will, at least with respect to data. It's remarkable how many times people come up to me and say, you know, I go there every day to look up horses, to get information about competition, to get some statistics on horses that I might want to breed. It powers everything from the program on the race day to our industry-leading website and digital platform. You can get everything from the performance data. We get the information for the day's races out within 10 minutes, to a horse's complete past performance information, trainer information, owner information. There's a wealth of knowledge that's there, and we get about 70,000 people visiting the site every single day. They consume about 30 million pages a month. And it's not just for thoroughbreds. We also include information for quarter horses. Through our subsidiary Trackmaster, we are the exclusive data provider for the harness industry. So we've got the three biggest breeds in racing are all covered in our website. We're looking to get more and more international information. So it's not just the data side of things, it's also the video. We're able to put a lot of the stakes races, all the stakes races actually, are available for free on our website and through our digital platform. And so really it's become kind of a one-stop shop for the entire industry.
I think Encompass is a rather typical example of what the Jockey Club's been able to do over the years. It was a system whereby racing secretaries could manage their horse population. As with a lot of startups, there's a limited amount of capital. Probably it's challenging to make all the improvements that technical systems need to have made. So the Jockey Club bought it. We infused it with capital and is a part of virtually every racetrack's operations across North America.
When you go to Equine Line, it is effectively the entire pedigree research database online. Very well executed and well liked online service that allows horse farms, breeders, racing enthusiasts, journalists to access information about horses.
The Jockey Club Information Systems, where Equine Line lives, it is the leading producer in North America of thoroughbred sales catalog pedigrees. Because we're an information-driven industry, it's very beneficial to me to run pedigrees to identify information that I need to make decisions.
We love the Ownerview initiative that the Jockey Club created, and there are a good number of partners and owners that are involved in our game as a result of the contact that they had with industry professionals at Ownerview. Everybody can talk about all the things that we need to do to attract owners. But if you look at it, the Jockey Club, they stepped up and they put together a comprehensive program to help us introduce our great sport to owners.
The horse registry is a very fundamental part of what we do. I can remember in the 1950s and into the 60s how frustrated my parents would be at sending in a name that they hoped would be accepted, and it would be a long time before they heard anything, and then it would be rejected. Nowadays, we've got all the systems, so it may be just as difficult to get your name because the rules say otherwise, but you're going to know within that day. There's a lot to the registry beyond the names. What we're really after is being sure that we know the parentage of all the horses that are in the registry.
The first thing we do when a foal is born is check its health and obviously admire its beauty, and then immediately we're into the whole process of registering that with the Jockey Club.
Currently we are registering about 21,000 foals per year, from the live foal report, application, naming, all the registry processes that can be done online. About 2/3 of those are processed by our customers. When you receive a Jockey Club registration kit from us today, you receive a DNA sampling kit, a microchip, and the registration application. You can take the photographs with your cell phone and upload them directly to the Jockey Club on our Jockey Club Interactive app. For foals of 18 and moving forward, we will send a digital certificate, which is where your certificate will be housed in the future.
The old methods had a lot of negatives, and we all have horror stories of it. And I can remember being out at Keeneland, and Bobby Frankel had a bunch of papers sitting on a tack box that were supposed to be brought up to the racing office. One of them, I think, may have been go sappers, and someone spilled coffee all over all of these papers. That sort of stuff doesn't have to happen anymore.
The Roundtable is a classic case of something that has grown and grown over the years. And it also is looked forward to, we believe, by a very large part of the industry as an opportunity to talk about the issues that are most important to the industry.
The Jockey Club acquired a majority interest in the blood horse. Since that time, this 100-year-old publication has been using technology to further establish its presence in the digital age. This includes introducing a tablet version of the print magazine, the Global Stallions app, and the Blood Horse Daily newsletter. The Blood Horse staff developed a skill that enables you to listen to the Blood Horse Daily using Alexa. Alexa, open the Blood Horse Daily.
TaylorMade Stallions is proud to bring you today's Blood Horse Daily.
The most important issues have always been, how do you govern the sport? How much integrity do we have? How do we communicate our product to a broad audience? How do we grow racing? One of the most important things to come out of the roundtable was our conclusion on the importance of being on television, and we want to continue that.
An extraordinary performance, delighted to say, to present the trophy. Breeders' Cup Ambassador Bo Derek, great to welcome you back.
We're going to invest a little over $10.7 million back into the industry on a variety of initiatives. Let's lead off with America's Best Racing. That's our fan development effort.
First horse bet ever, baby. On a jockey who has the same name as my mother. Let's go! Oh, no way! No way! No way! Oh! 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 Oh!
That's something that came out of the 2011 McKinsey report, in which they concluded we need to grow the sport. And as a result, we developed America's Best Racing, which provides original video and written comment.
For example, on their website, you'll see that they actually have pillars of how to celebrate racing. And it does include everything from wagering to lifestyle to follow the great events around the country.
We really think it's important to open your gates and be open to what the public wants to see. We're always finding ways to engage fans. We have a big social media following, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We've opened our doors to visitors, created a visitor center. We offer 2 to 3 tours a day.
You'll see the foaling barn, you'll see our vet facilities.
We have to keep innovating, and if you're not evolving, you're going to dissolve. It's very important to keep changing with the times.
If you look at the agenda for the roundtable, we often have people from overseas that have senior responsibilities in one part of the world or another to talk about what their best practices are.
We needed a modern governing body, which we created in the British Horse Racing Authority.
The Jockey Club's a founding member of the International Federation of Horse Racing Authorities. Louis Romanet is the current chairman, and we're very pleased to have him with us. The IFHA publishes an international agreement of rules and regulations that really are the gold standard for the world when it comes to equine racing, testing, and things of that matter.
We were benefiting from the fact that America is a business more progressive and bringing to the rest of the world a much more business approach than the one we have. The Jockey Club has been supporting the IFHA in most of the difficult issues. The first one is the classification of race worldwide. Another one is doping control. The objective was to have more international racing and to facilitate the transport of horses, to have database with all the information available, to improve the security and safety for both jockeys and horses. The work of the Jockey Club is very valuable and very important for us.
We believe in the Horse Racing Integrity Act. We would be bringing on the expertise and experience of the United States Anti-Doping Agency. And the role that they would play would be to oversee the administration of a national program, protecting our sport, protect participants with the highest and best rules.
With 38 different jurisdictions and 38 different sets of rules, the integrity of the sport is really harmed because the cheaters, they can stay ahead of the game. One drug is allowed here, it's not allowed there.
We believe that everyone who makes a living from this industry has an obligation to protect and enhance the welfare of horses.
So if we bring this uniformity through the Horse Racing Integrity Act to the medication area, it will be a huge benefit, and finally, make sure that the public has faith in our industry again.
The number one issue is safety and health of both the equine and the human athletes.
The Thoroughbred Safety Committee is something of an ad hoc committee that Jockey Club formed. And what we do is try to look at new areas where either from a staff perspective or a financial perspective we can dedicate resources to making advances in equine safety, as well as jockeys. I mean, there's clearly an emphasis on working in ways that we can find progress for the jockeys, whether that's the databases for their health records.
The Jockey Health Information System was established by the Jockey Club to be able to record health information about jockeys who are riding throughout the country. The equine database was established to maintain records of horses that had been hurt on the track, either through training or racing, and be able to come up with ways to prevent injuries from occurring again. The Equine Injury Database was first launched in 2008, and it's the first injury database of its kind. Another is the Racing Services Testing Laboratory, which provides analytical information about racing services. The Jockey Club in Grayson hosts the Welfare and Safety of the Racehorse Summit that brings together experts to discuss ways to make racing safer.
The Grayson Jockey Club Research Foundation is the nation's leading funder of equine research.
We take grants from universities. There's a research committee of 32 members, and it's comprised of veterinarians and also researchers. And these people have the know-how and the expertise to evaluate these projects. And the research the Grayson Foundation does, we expect at least one published paper out of every project. So the research that's done gets into the hands of the veterinarians, and they know what to do with this research. And it's important that we do that. We've also done quite a lot of work with horses at the farm. Equine influenza is something that we're proud of that we developed a vaccine for. We've done a lot of work with the wobbler syndrome and also with EPM. Since 1983, we've given away over $26 million at 43 different institutions, funding 350 plus projects. I can think of no better way to prove to the world that we care about these horses, and the way we care about them is to care for them.
The Jockey Club has a great membership, and one of the true unsung heroes of the sport are those that contribute to some of the Jockey Club charities, and often it is Jockey Club members. The Safety Net Foundation does amazing work day in and day out without much fanfare, taking care of people in the backstretch, providing assistance, and providing an ear sometimes when it's needed. And we really rely on Jockey Club members to support these initiatives of the Safety Net Foundation as well as Grayson, and they've been very, very generous.
The Jockey Club's education initiative can really be divided into two main components. The first component is a series of continuing education courses for licensees, those that have a racing license. And we support that by taking content from our Welfare and Safety of the Racehorse Summit and make that available. The other pathway, we provide scholarship programs. The Jack Goodman Scholarship at the University of Arizona.
Everyone here is trying to learn, and when trainers are willing to step up and help, it's awesome.
And then recently we introduced the Jockey Club Scholarship. It's open to anyone who is interested in a career in the thoroughbred business.
With aftercare, there's so many people in our industry that care a great deal about the horse.
Aftercare of thoroughbreds is taking a horse from its job as a racehorse or in for breeding and giving it a second career.
It's a huge challenge because horses live for quite a while, but it's a challenge that I think we need to take on and have taken on and are increasingly good at. To the extent we can provide some financing, particularly as we can collect monies for people registering their horses, but it's a big job.
One of the most successful programs the Jockey Club has been involved with is the Thoroughbred Incentive Program. It started out as a program that incentivized horse shows to have thoroughbred-only classes. It's kind of created an event where horses are coming from all over the country and being able to highlight their thoroughbred in competition at a new career.
The Thoroughbred Incentive Program provides financial and prizes and awards in the show ring for thoroughbreds to compete for.
My hope for aftercare is that everyone recognizes how amazing these horses are, what they can do. It's undeniable. They're helping veterans with PTSD, they're helping children with autism.
Luke is a nonverbal student, but when he comes, he has a connection with the horses. That's an amazing thing.
This is a constant discussion, it's an evolution, but we have to have an exit plan for our commodity, the racehorse, and the Jockey Club, I think, recognizes this and embraces it in the leadership role.
The Jockey Club is the most important organization in racing.
They want the best for the racing industry, and they want the best for the breeding industry.
Placing the horse in the center is the guidepost.
To make sure that this industry continues into the future.
The industry does not exist without the Jockey Club and its subsidiaries.
Our brands are well respected around the world.
We're very proud of that.
The legacy of the Jockey Club is one of unselfish, unwavering leadership.
But at the end of the day, I want people to understand that we were right there in ensuring that the industry grew and that we had integrity. What we do in the future needs to always evolve. But I do think what we've done is an incredible story that people could associate with and be proud of.